You are watching the Experimental as Anything Lab Chat series presented by Jemima Ashley and Siobhan Joyce from the Business Experiment.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Lab Chats with the Experimental as Anything crew. We've got Marisa Warren here from ELEVACAO. Hi Marisa, thank you for joining us.
Hi, excited to be here.
We're so excited to have you. So for those who haven't heard of you before, can you tell us a little bit about ELEVACAO?
Sure. So ELEVACAO, we empower first-time women entrepreneurs to build and launch tech businesses. And our flagship offering is our Pitch Ready funding program to help women get ready for investment. So how it all started was I've spent about 19 years now, that's sort of dating me, but in the tech industry, so working for great big corporates like SAP, Microsoft, Workday. Then I've also, started a couple of my own businesses as well. And throughout that journey, I always had like awesome male mentors to help me progress up the path. I never had female mentors. And unfortunately with that, when I would reach out to females, they'd fall into one or two camps. So either they would see me as a competitive threat and just wouldn't want to help, or pretend to help, which is even worse. Or the other, like the old school, which thankfully is starting to sort of die out a bit more now, but it was, I worked my way to get up to this position. There are a limited number of seats at the table for women. You have to, do the hard yards yourself. I'm not going to give you a leg up. And for me, I just, that's ridiculous. It's, we're so much stronger when we come together and help each other and collaborate. I mean, the guys do it really well. They, compete against each other, but they also help each other. So literally, as things happen, I was living in New York at the time, reading Sheryl Sandberg's book, Lean In. And there's this little sort of section on, about women sabotaging each other. And I just felt like she didn't take it to, where it really needed to go. At that time, I walked into an elevator in New York City, and who was standing there but the Australian voice of Suri in your iPhone. So literally, Karen Jacobson, she is a person. And by the time we get to the ground floor, we're like, oh my God, we have like this shared passion. We both read the book. We're like, yes, absolutely. Yep. Shared passion, helping elevate women to higher levels. We have to do something together.
Great. I love this a little bit because I've spent a lot of time yelling at Siri on my phone. So I feel really bad now that I know it's a real person. This is not the right way, Siri. What are you talking about?
She gets that a lot. I mean, she gets people coming up to her going, Karen, I'm really sorry. I've been just horrible to you.
Oh, yeah. I've screamed at her numerous times.
Oh, no. I had an incident with my toddler and Siri when my toddler had grabbed my phone one day and started talking to Siri. She like double clicked the buttons, and I kind of overheard a conversation going on, and my toddler had managed to or was in the process of connecting to some kind of emergency service, and I kind of heard Siri go, oh, just one moment while I connect you to that. And I was like, what? And ran over and like realized what had taken place. So she'd obviously misunderstood the toddler babble, but good times. We should get her on the show.
Yes, definitely. So from there, we
it's going to be an apology from me.
Yeah.
It's just going to be an apology from me. I'll just be like, I'm so sorry on behalf of Australia for everyone that's yelled at you, Karen. I'm really sorry.
Awesome. So Marisa, can you tell us a little bit about, because there's lots of programs out there that, help women to perfect their pitch or to get investment. So can you tell us a little bit about what differentiates your program from others?
Sure. And I think there's a couple of elements. I think first, the fact that when Karen and I launched this in New York, we had world domination plans, right? So it wasn't just thinking small. It was about how do we roll out our programs across the globe so women of all socioeconomic backgrounds can afford to go through the programs? So that from day one has been what's driven us and helped to determine the steps that we're taking in the business and the systems and processes and everything else. Very, very clear vision. So we rolled out New York July 2015, last year in Sydney, last week in Melbourne, and later this year Singapore, and then literally from 2018 onwards it'll be one country every quarter. And I talked about there that women of all socioeconomic backgrounds. So with our Pitch Ready program, our women only pay $20 to go through our program. And it's a 12-hour program over 3 weeks, very structured, where we're working hands-on with them to build out their deck, and then they're actually pitching it back to us. And there are elements that we focus on around business model, go-to-market strategy, financials. We have people involved like the country manager of Dropbox, partners from PwC, Westpac, Australia Post, very senior people in the big corporates that service tech startups. We also have investors as well, angels and VCs, and then experienced entrepreneurs. So all of that, it's pretty impressive. Then what we've rolled out this year is a 3% success fee. Our women only pay $20 versus the thousands or tens of thousands of dollars that some programs charge out there. Yeah. And then once they're successful in securing funding, they pay a 3% success fee. And they love that because they're like, okay, you're really driven around making sure that we're successful. And then if we are, then we know, because you're a charity, that you'll reinvest into the programs to help other women.
I just absolutely love this. I love this whole concept because it focuses on the fact that you're connecting women with resources and helping women to get the best start in their business based on merit. Like, why should it be that only people who can afford to pay for expensive programs are kind of given the skills that they need to get investment funding or to do what they do in business? So I absolutely love the fact that you have gone, you know what, it doesn't matter where you've come from or where you currently are. If you have what it takes and you're accepted into our program, we're going to help you. And then we pay on results. So people who get the results, I mean, the proof is in the pudding there, isn't it? The substance is already there around why people would choose your program. Like, I just think that's totally amazing. What's been kind of the most exciting or best result you think that you've achieved so far, or one of your female entrepreneurs has achieved so far in the program?
So it would definitely be Chloe Blakeman, who's the co-founder of Ragtag. She's just been a superstar, and she, at 22 years old, she went through our program last year in Sydney. And so we have our Pitch Ready program, and then 6 weeks later, we select 3 women that pitch at our live pitch event. So she then pitched at the live pitch event. At that forum, she met her major investor, who is now very involved with ELEVACAO as well, and ended up closing on $400K for her initial seed round. And they've gone on to, now they're hiring more people. That I think they've had about 20,000 of their smart tags that have been sold through to parents through schools. So that's been a fantastic achievement.
That's absolutely amazing.
What I love about this so much is that it's just, she ends up signing this deal, but she paid $20 at the outset, right? And it was just about, like, no matter what, because I mean, we see, I don't know about you guys, but I hear so many stories about these amazing startups and amazing business ideas, and people are, I don't even know where to start. Like, I don't have the outlay this amount of cash. I don't know how to do it. I don't have the resources available. And you're making that an option for people. And that was never an option before. And it really is about women supporting women. I mean, I also read Lean In, and it was one of those things I just don't understand when people want to tear each other down. We're all in this together. It's already hard enough. one of the questions we were asked a little while ago was like, is it hard for you being a woman in business? No, it's hard for everyone being in business.
Yeah.
Yep. It's so hard. Why are we making it harder on ourselves by this girl on girl sabotage? It's ridiculous.
I agree. And something else that, what we focus on in our programs is, just to your point around making it easier for women. It's that the way that we structure it, but then also we focus a lot on building confidence. Right. Yeah. So because we're at that early stage, so idea through to just in market is where our women typically sit. They need the confidence and the tools and that knowledge to help fast track that business idea. And then once they do that, it's amazing to see how they fly. So from the first workshop that they do to the last, it's just incredible. And then we keep them connected within our network, and I love it.
Absolutely. It's totally incredible. Absolutely phenomenal. Sounds amazing. So do you have any tips that you'd like to share for other women in business out there from your own experience, either in your own industry or otherwise?
Yeah, I think probably the major one, and it's interesting because I'm still sort of grappling with this myself, so it's very, very real. But it's if it's something that you're incredibly passionate about, just get out there and do it. So ELEVACAO started as a passion project, right?
Yeah.
And then after we, had a big event at the Harvard Club, and so people around us said, you need to take this global. And we're like, yeah, okay, we do. So, and at that point, that's when we, really made this a business. You will get so many people that along the journey that just are incredibly skeptical and just saying, you can't do that. I mean, I'm even getting at people now, you can't scale that quickly. It's not possible. Even down to my own family. So my stepfather still thinks it's just a hobby. And my mother's like, Marisa, why don't you just go back to the corporate world and have a nice, safe job? And I'm like, but Mum, remember, I was made redundant 3 times from the corporate world. So that's not really a safe environment. So, but it's something that I keep coming back to, and that's something that I'm so passionate about, and I have to do it. And I feel that it's my purpose. If I don't, I'll be, why bother? So just do it. Like the Nike story.
Yeah, just do it. Awesome. Are there any other tips that you'd like to share?
I think from a female perspective, what we see a lot of women that come through our program, they think too small, right? And so they're thinking, and this is part of the just culturally what we face. It's women aren't as they're more risk adverse than men, and they're less likely to think big. So part of that is, don't be afraid to think big. It's when they come through our program, it's I share those world domination plans, and quite often a lot of them are just focusing on the Australian market, and that's it. By the end, they've thought, okay, this is how we can actually grow our business outside of the Australian territory.
Awesome. I have to say, that was one of the, I won't say mistakes, but that was one of the things with us in the business experiment, Jemima, was when we started our podcast, we did not think big enough in the beginning. We kind of thought, it'll be a fun side project. And then next thing you know, we've exploded into, I think we're at 30 countries now. And because we had gone into this with it's just a fun side project, we were in no way prepared for what would happen from the moment we launched for the first 6 months. So it was just utter chaos. So I just could not agree with what you've said more, Marisa. Dream big. If you're going to go into something thinking like it's a small business, then that's all it will be. It's really the potential is infinite if you give yourself the opportunity. So I think thinking big and just doing it, that is the perfect combination. I totally love that. Thank you. Now we have a bit of a we have a bit of a funny.
I was just going to say, yeah, we do, and I'm see we're both eager to get it out. So Marisa, what we're trying to do with this series, right? We don't want to be those people who, you know, it's a little bit boring. We've all been to those interviews where you're just like, oh my God, I've answered this question 30 times. So we've got a question for you that you may not have heard before.
Yeah.
Chev, would you like to ask our amazing lab chat question for today?
If you were in a movie, Marisa, who would play you and why?
All right. So this is a good question. So this, okay. So from about the time I was 16 years old, excuse me, I've been told that I look like Gwyneth Paltrow. And like literally I've had guys in bars use it as a pickup line to, you know, oh, you look like Gwyneth. It doesn't work. So I'd have to say, just because I've literally just had that, you know, my whole life, I'd have to say, you know, Gwyneth Paltrow. So.
Amazing choice. Love it.
What was her last movie? Do we know? Does anyone know what her last movie was?
I don't know.
Was it that Contagious one where there was that disease?
Yeah, I was actually thinking Contagion. She was in that, but that's like the last Gwyneth Paltrow movie I can remember. She died pretty early on in that. Sorry for the spoiler alert. If no one knew that, but yeah, like I actually, when we first met Marisa, I remember thinking in person, I was like, she really does look like Gwyneth Paltrow. So yeah, I think that's a good choice.
Yeah. Cool.
That's fantastic. Chev, who would play you?
You know, I've actually been told a lot that I look like the girl from that movie. It's based in the Australian outback, Wolf Creek.
Oh yeah, she's a Melbourne girl actually. She's from Melbourne. So
I actually had somebody stop me on the tram and be like, you look like that girl from Wolf Creek. You know, the one that gets stabbed in the back? I was like,
thank you.
Excellent. Thanks. I've actually never seen the movie. I don't really want to see myself being stabbed in the back, but yeah. What about you, Jem?
Liam Hemsworth, but only because I want to meet him. I actually met John Jarrett, who was the serial killer in Wolf Creek, and I had the opportunity to meet him, and I was terrified of him. Like, I was immediately like, I want to meet you. Not interested. Get away from me. I was straight away like, he was such a good serial killer. I was terrified of him. Liam Hemsworth. I stand by my choices because he'd need some tips on how to be me. So I'm in love with him. He's my husband. So one day.
Awesome. Okay, well, thanks so much for joining us, Marisa. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you about all things, including your amazing Pitch Perfect program. For those female entrepreneurs out there who would like to get in touch with you or find out more about it, where can they find you?
Probably easiest just to go to our website, because then that has all of our social links and everything else. ELEVACAO.org. So.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Marisa. We will, of course, share those links on our Experimental as Anything and Business Experiment page. Thank you so much for joining us for Lab Chats. We hope you had a great time and look forward to seeing you or Gwyneth Paltrow in the near future. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.